Brandon Newman. We'll make sure the attending media here in Huntsville will have the ability to ask their questions first. Then we'll move to our Zoom audience. For the folks in the Zoom audience, if you will, go ahead and start putting your questions in the queue. That'll help us in the interest of time. If you don't mind, please state your name and affiliation prior to asking your question. Thanks for your attending. Thanks for your patience. And before we get to questioning, let's have an opening statement, please, from Coach Lutz.
Well, obviously we're excited, to have won this game, and especially in the manner that we did it. Basketball's a funny game where you run off 5 in a row and then you lose 4 in a row, and now you've got to run off 3 in a row to get to the NCAA tournament. And I talked to the guys a lot about the highs and the lows and just sticking with the process. And you got to give these guys credit, man. They tuned out all the negativity and they stuck together. And the last couple games it's come together. So they should be rewarded. They should be commended. And I'd like to think that we'd have all the Bowling Green here on Saturday night, tomorrow night at 7:30. We've talked over and over about Frisco's too far and this and that. Well, Huntsville's not that far, guys. So get in the car, get down here, and come support these guys. They deserve it.
Okay, questions from the room?
Jeff Nations, Bowling Green Daily News. Just starting with that first half, obviously you guys just continued the strong play from first game of this tournament on both ends of the floor. I thought defensively solid, also finishing some of those opportunities.
Yeah, I thought that our defense obviously was able to create some easy baskets for us on the offensive end, and when we've been able to do that, we've been at our best. So give the guys credit. They came out and they played hard. It's a quick turnaround. Obviously, you watched film last night, you watched film this morning, and then you got to play. And these guys understood the game plan, they knew personnel, and then they executed it when they needed to. So I thought it was a good effort all around. We got a lot of contributions off the bench, and I think if we can do that again tomorrow, it's going to be a hell of a game.
Kaden Gale with the WKU sports coach. Dante goes down there around 15 minutes left in the first half. Do you have an update on him and how he's doing?
Yeah, no update. Obviously, Dante is being seen by the medical professionals. We bring a doctor. We have a trainer on the trip with us, and I'm sure that they're taking him to the hospital and getting him looked at. Normal protocol, get X-rays and MRIs and all those sorts of things. So we'll know more tomorrow.
The expectation would be that he's probably not going to be available on that kind of turnaround.
I didn't realize you were reading minds these days, Jeff.
I would think, but
why? I don't know.
I don't know, just based
I
on...
literally, guys, I don't have an answer for you. I really don't know.
Okay.
I swear. If I knew, I would tell you. I don't.
Was it knee, back?
His knee. Yes, it's definitely his knee.
Yeah. Make sure you identify yourself.
And to be very honest, when things like that happen during the game, I usually don't go to the trainer and ask specifics. I don't know that it's going to change the outcome of the game tonight, so I kind of try to focus on the task at hand.
With the guys you had out there, I thought really a lot of the best versions of these guys at times, especially offensively. Just great nights for Don, Brandon, but at times Baba was really solid for you offensively. Just a lot of guys playing at a high level right now.
Well, that's what you want, and we talked about this throughout the course of the season. You want to be playing your best basketball in March, right? You want to be playing meaningful basketball. You want to be playing for conference championships, which we fell short on, and then you want to be playing for conference tournament championships. I think it's been the last time we were in the league tournament championship game was 2021, and the last time we won it was 13. So. For these guys to come together in a short period of time and put themselves in a position to win and go to the NCAA tournament, that's a heck of a deal. They should be commended. They worked really, really hard, and a lot of them had to put, some individual goals probably to the side for the better of the team, and they've done that. It's harder and harder to find in today's society, especially with some of the transfer and going back and forth. So, man, I tip my hat to these guys, but I also know that UTEP, they're not going to award us conference tournament trophy. Like, they're going to fight us for 40 minutes on Saturday night, and so we've got to be ready for that.
Coach, Calvin White, MTSU sidelines. You guys were able to force Midland to 18 turnovers tonight. A lot of those turnovers helps you get downhill and get into your offense. How do you think your defense is going to help your offense tonight?
Well, I mean, it was a huge key. I mean, I thought that it got us going early. Anytime you can get more possessions than the other team and you can get some easy transition baskets, whether they're layups, dunks, or threes, it's going to help your offense. And it gives these guys confidence. And then, you know, now they've seen that ball go through the basket a couple times, and now they step into a wide open three, and the basket's just a little bit bigger. So I thought, you know, and we've talked over and over, as we did not play well towards the end of the season, largely it was because of our defense. And so our defense has been better the last 2 games, and thus it's put us in a position to play for a tournament championship and go to the NCAA tournament.
You guys were able to sag off Jacob Johnson a little bit, maybe help out a little bit more on Jared Coleman-Jones, make it harder for MTSU to get some open looks on the arc. You know, in today's game of basketball where spacing is so important, how much easier does it make to play defense when you can sag off a guy like that?
Well, I mean, it obviously it shortens the floor, right? And so it allows us when Coleman-Jones is setting ball screens and rolling to the rim, it allows you to have, you know, somebody bumping or tagging, and then you allow somebody just to sit there at the rim. We obviously did not do that in game 1 or game 2, so you have to give my staff credit for coming up with that idea, and then you give these guys credit for executing that, because it's a different way to play. And you know, Brandon will tell you, I mean, there's a point in the game where I'm like, Brandon, do not go out on him at the 3-point line, and he's like, oh yeah. You know, it's a totally different mindset for a team like ours where we're up in the lanes and we're trying to deny. And those denials and getting in the passing lanes, those were things that were good to us with the other 3 to 4 players. You know, it's tough. It's tough to do, but give these guys credit, they executed the game plan.
Don, big night offensively for you, which came after maybe a little slight dip in your scoring over the last couple of games. I don't know if you'd ever thought or had thought about that, or if it affected you, but how big was it to get that first one to go after missing a couple tonight?
It felt good. Just I stayed like with my same confidence, so I just knew like things was gonna like open up eventually and start falling. So I just stayed with it, and yeah, it felt good to play better than what I had been playing.
Brandon, man, this team's defense these past 2 games have been on another level for you all, and especially with, you know, I think Jack played a really good defensive game as well today. Just kind of talk about this team's mentality coming into this tournament, defensive-wise, knowing the past few games before this, you know, that might have been the last, but coming into this, you just talk about your all's mindset.
I mean, playing for a coach like Coach Lutz and staff, like, that's our identity. Being aggressive on the defensive end and generating it into offense, and that's been our MO all year. Obviously, we had the little special games where we got away from it, but you know, since we've been here in Huntsville, that's how we've been playing, and that's how we've been able to see some success. Is playing that way on the defensive end.
I'll go up against UTEP tomorrow, a team that, you know, most people probably didn't pick to be here. You know, what have you seen from them, or what do you remember facing them this season that, you know, that you can look to for tomorrow?
I mean, since I've been here, I've just been focused on WKU, to be honest. I'm pretty sure, did we split with them?
We split with them, yeah.
So we split with them. Another team we're facing for a 3rd time. We're just excited. You know, we're excited to be in this position, and we really don't care who we play against. You know, the game still got to get played. We still got to come out there and play, you know, and give it our all. So.
You guys did a particularly good job on the 3-point line defending it tonight. Anybody in particular the Curry in this game for you?
Say that one more time.
Anybody in particular the Curry in this game that you guys were chasing?
Well, they had a bunch of Currys, right? And that's always, you know, that's always difficult when you have 3 guys on the floor, 4 guys on the floor that can shoot the basketball. But I thought that our big guys, especially, did a much better job on Coleman Johnson and not allowing him to get open looks. You know, at our place, we did a good job on him. At his place, you know, he hit a couple. Now, with that being said, Chris Luke came in and hit a couple, and we didn't probably prepare enough for that. But at the end of the day, I mean, for the majority of the season, we were one of the top 30, 40 3-point percentage defensive teams in the country. And kind of like Brandon said, we lost our way a little bit, and hopefully we've gotten that back, and we're back in our groove.
Matt McKay, Towel Rack. I was going to ask, Coach, if you had your platform to call in the troops, so to speak, to encourage Hilltopper Nation to show up tomorrow 7:30, what would your argument be to talk to that fan that's sitting on their couch thinking about coming down?
What the hell else do you got to do? You know, not to be crude, but I mean, guys, this doesn't happen every day, right? I mean, you bring in 8, 9, 10 new players. They play their hearts out for you the entire year. They have some ups and downs. They don't get in trouble. They got a 3.0 GPA on campus. They're good people. They go out in the public. They do community service. Like, what do you want to support if you don't want to support them? You know what I mean? And I don't mean that to be disrespectful. You know, we all came here because we know how well WKU is supported. Well, let's show it. And you know, it's a challenge to the fans. I mean, it's an easy drive, guys. I promise. It's an easy drive, and Huntsville's a nice city. They've got good hotel. They've got good, I've heard they got good restaurants and good drinks and all kinds of stuff. So, you know, come on down and let's support these guys. And you know, at 7:30, we'll give it our best.
And Coach, there's a Buc-ee's on the way down too. So you can.
Okay, I missed that.
Brett Convest, Towel Rack. How will we play UTEP differently than we did last time?
Oh, I need to probably go watch some more film. I mean, I'm you know, like those guys, you have to focus on each game at hand. I don't get ahead. Obviously, just the normal thing that jumps off the page at you is that they turn you over so much. I mean, they're the #1 team in the country in forcing turnovers, which then turns into fast break points. They're a really good physical and rebounding team, and you know, you have two choices. It's kind of like walking into a fight. Like, you have a choice to walk in and hit them, or you have a choice to walk in and be hit. And we've obviously got to have the aggressive mentality, because I guarantee that they're going to have an aggressive mentality.
Any further questions? We have no questions from our Zoom audience. Coach, guys,
Cool.
congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Yep.